Engrossing ourselves in the boundless nature of the universe, we people have dependably broken down the gamble of whether we doubtlessly are the central species to have a planet. Looking on the stars, pondering distant universes, and researching the potential ceaselessly past our negligible blue planet, that cutoff has finally arisen. NASA's boss has obviously imparted that the James Overall Space Telescope has gotten something phenomenal near the shaky edge of our enormous neighborhood. James Telescope has no gouge on Proxima, the closest more likely than not down-to-earth exoplanet to Earth. We examined that a potential town made by sharp living things was seen, which up until this point, we do whatever it takes not to have the haziest thought regarding. The new James Net Transparency recommends how the marvel of the phony lights of the city of Proxima B has advanced being developed. The made blend of the biological parts of this exoplanet has been picked so together with us to this high-quality journey to Proxima B. To find the subtleties of this receptiveness as displayed by NASA's boss, the Webb Telescope could have used this headway just and has remarkable presence on Proxima B, an exoplanet viewed as basically 4.24 light a long time from our sun-oriented base planet. Notable B has changed into a nature of an assurance because of its accommodation to be average. This exoplanet circles its matching megastar Proxima Center, a red bantam that could be on a very basic level more humble and cooler than our sun, saw as in 2016. Proxima lies inside the star reasonable zone, at any rate, suggested as the Gill quarter that is the locale around the colossal name in which conditions should allow the presence of liquid water, a fundamental part for life. Everything thought of Proxima's beast area to Earth and its region inside the reasonable area have made monstrous interest and rule about its capacity to help presence. Other than, it checks an incredible arrangement to review that the bull of an exoplanet is an unprecedented problem that unites a sort of parts. Proxima B is portrayed as an exoplanet with a mass around 1.3 times that of the Earth and makes a few orbital memories of around 11.2 Earth dates, suggesting that it finishes one circle round Proxima community in that time. Other than, things are not so particularly apparent as we would clearly think. How the planet is Earth-like in size and circles a red star doesn't ensure that it's far a particular pantomime of our presence and that we can all move there. The decency of Proxima B isn't set in stone. Known through various factors, one of them is a planet's environment, which goes comparably at getting safeguard and plays a critical occupation in controlling temperature and life. When in doubt, then, at that point, the unequivocal mix of Proxima B's environment is at this point tricky, making it hard to pick its generally reasonableness. Researchers are dealing with procedures to discernment on the air of Proxima to have the decision to supply them pieces of information around SolWorks and help them with looking for out conceivable biomarker particles that would show the presence of life. Another colossal factor is the to impact customariness presence of water. Paying little mind to anything else, reality that PRB is inside the reasonable region, it's mild vital to pick if it has a degree of water to be taken into thought reasonable for presence. Water is an fundamental piece of the issue further. Specialists are searching for side effects of liquid water in the world's surface, whether it's oceans, lakes, or streams. These bits of genuine elements may be pivotal for separating the gamble of steadiness on Proxima B. The press of water in unambiguous states like ice or smoke is moreover considered since water openness is fundamental for guide typical cycles and is taken into thought a crucial sign of reasonableness. Proxima B raises trouble for the most part its environmental variables. Analysts need to see as in much the equivalent way factors, for example temperature, strain, what's more, land improvement for Proxima B to analyze whether the planet is inside fitting achieved for presence to prosper. Fantastic conditions like a singing power or absurd bloodless can make steadiness hard. Sound potential is comparably enormous. Volcanic releases or seismic movement can upset validity. In any case, ampleness is a colossal. Proxima B is enticing for being in a streaming locked country. Really going on with that, one side of the planet remains persistently in foggin, while the contrary side is persistently illuminated through the genius. The most gigantic star appraisal between the enlightened feeble sight could need to make temperature sorts and parts that could impact this planet's reasonableness. These are cut-off virile points of view that analysts are tending to. By and large, inside the quest for reasonable planets, analysts are getting to know the fake piece of Proxima to in all actuality look at the presence of typical combos. For occasion, amino-harming and unique particles are essential perpetually. They will similarly center around whether the planet gets adequate energy from the CB or one separated sources to gas neighborhood cycles and license methods for labor of love region work to grow, reflect, and prosper. Adjacent to regardless of what this giant number of evaluations, the sales are concerning whether Proxima being reality has all of the immense added substances to be seen as a veritable planet. Is there monster proof for this? Well, the transparency of Proxima being in 2016 transformed into a striking achievement. Cosmologists executed the IM moderate accuracy gadget called the High Precision Radioac Planet Searcher or HARPS for a short to seclude the unnoticeable gravitational TE of an exoplanet round Proximus T, our nearest ADJ star. This moderate precision spectrograph is coordinated unequivocally to get exoplanets and deals with the Rule Observatory in Chile. It has been immense inside the divulgence of different exoplanets close by Proxima B. The HARPS mechanical get-together works utilizing the radium speed procedure, similarly called the BL-DIM spectroscopy framework. Its ability is to comprehend exoplanets by assessing the genuine changes inside the Goliath star's range presented around by the method of the gravitational disperse of encasing planet. These activities known as radio speed or entryway influence happen because of the delicate wobble of the Well star as it's traversed the gravitational correspondence with its companion planet. HARPS has an optical fiber that assembles the lighting from the Lady's star and courses it to the inner spectrograph. Inside the spectrograph, the light is dissipated into its outrageous frequencies, permitting space experts to pay thought to the star's range totally. As needs be, specialists can pick the celeb's radiomusicality with abnormal accuracy to play out the postgraduate preparation of accuracy expected for exoplanet dating. HARPS use impels and structures that solidify a temperature-controlled environment. This norm settling the gadget what is more fundamental, restricting the effects of male kinds that could for all unequivocal assessments. What's your take around Proxima B? Do you expect it is reasonable, and that in a period we could have the decision to move to this phenomenal exoplanet? Let us appreciate in the examination field. Mass appreciation for watching the video in Shiro. Like and purchase in, and I will see you inside the NASA Explorer 1 test. The most far-off human-made object inside the universe is sending usable assessments to Earth. Again, in the universe, we've no thought what it's far. Is eventually we can degree it way far. One, the extraordinary space test conveyed by NASA multiple in a piece of very much a while ago has on a very basic level dispatched back a sign that has dispatched shock waves through the clinical IAL affiliation. Ending to heading out near 14 billion miles from Earth, Wayfarer 1 has made a disclosure so basic that it has changed the strategy of its endeavor. Moving back in any case toward our planet. What unequivocally should this disclosure be could out of the blue be affirmation of extraterrestrial presence, a gigantic irregularity, or something like that, generally more objective impossible. In this holding assessment, we will uncover these astounding openings as Voyager 1 basically made an upsetting disclosure that made it expectedly return toward Earth. Records drove us in on that the Wayfarer twofold tests if certain magnificent occasions hadn't contrasted with the most over-the-top first-rate transport whenever sent off could in emphatically no chance have left Earth. For the situation the it were the four generally conspicuous to change stars planets in our sun-based device around 60 along the time back these planets have been constantly changing as it were that had extra passed off during Thomas Jefferson's association during the 19th 100 years. This phenomenal planetary course of action went commonly dim saw previously everything. The vital person to get it meaning was Gary Flandreau, a doctoral understudy in flying on the California preparation of improvement back in 1965, while space assessment changed into just beginning working part-time at NASA's Stream Boost Research Center in Pasadena, California. Fandertrans changed into enriched with sorting out the most green way to deal with send a space test to Jupiter or perhaps further away to Saturn, Uranus, or Neptune utilizing a central pencil. He demandingly plotted the orbital techniques of those Goliath planets and made in delighting exposure in the past due 1970s and mid-80s. All of the four planets could change so much that they will be visited in an unmarried undertaking. This blueprint deduced that a space contraption may need to utilize the gravitational draw-in of every single planet to slingshot itself to the ensuing basically diminishing travel time. Flandreau found that this game plan could cut the flight time from Earth to Neptune from regardless 30 years to only 12 years. There was a trick. This planetary game plan best happened once each 176 years. To take advantage of this, a phenomenal doorway, a space mechanical gathering, could ought to be sent off through the mid-170s. NASA grasped this incredibly uncommon risk and made a rocket to make the experience. The Rocket Explorer 1 and Swashbuckler 2 were sent on a first-class attempt to withdraw the outside planets of our planetary assembling way to manage the strategy of the course of action planet and The visionary evaluations of Gary Flandreau, the goodbye of the outing twofold tests on September 5, 1977 truly checked something out. Fundamentally great at a spot known as Cape Canaveral in Florida, Explorer 1 remaining on its incredible experience into space took off by construes of solid areas for a known as Titan 3 or concentrate only 15 days after Pioneer 2 became transported off on August 20, 1977. Traveler 1 joined the tremendous experience, starting its journey into the monstrous universe through seeking. After a more limited course, their crucial undertaking was to explore the enormous gas monsters in our Sun. Machine including Jupiter and Saturn close by their various moons, yet these strong space voyagers beat all assumptions. They wandered far beyond, extending the limits of assessment, visiting farther and longer than some other rocket in records. They broke unique data on their interesting AUDOD. They've gone past anything made by people sooner than. Wandering into a locale are suggested as interstellar space, absolutely new region inside our system. These exploring space gadget Explorer 1 and Swashbuckler 2 are in excess of 12 billion miles as an issue of truth far away from us. Regardless of anything else, their gigantic distance they hold to shock examiners with the impressive disclosures they make available and generally essential. Of late, they have made a disclosure so startling that it has taken all in Sunry through wonder. Trailblazer 2 full test have done a scarcely any really uncommon accomplishments. More than 40 years previously they examined the moons of Jupiter and Saturn. Brilliant experts from the beginning recognized to be idiotic and scarred like our moon. Those moons became out to be astonishing universes. Explorer 1 appeared at Jupiter in walk 1979 as it were. After 546 days, its transport Explorer 2 following a potentially specific course showed up in July of the ill-defined same year. Each rocket had been furnished with VidCon cameras that pre-owned channels to get full-tone depictions. Clearly, they were expected to unquestionably be astounding, turning through room at a rate more perceptible than 15 occasions more deferred than the hour hand of a clock. The shire that the photographs they got were incredible and sharp. All through their task, the pioneers took extra than 33,000 photos of Jupiter and its moons. Every basic new and dazzling subtleties, as in outline Europa considered one of Jupiter's 53 named moons, with apparently has raised shield covering expected to be in overflow of 60 m thick. As the rocket left from the Jupiter framework, they got a goodbye speed up 35,700 m every hour from a gravitational slingshot basic move that pushed them in the heading of interstellar space. At Saturn, the travelers went their different techniques. Traveler 1 gave through Saturn's exceptional studs, persevering a huge number of impacts from minuscule soil junk going by Titans, a moon encompassed in an orange shoddiness and going toward the north out of the plane of planets. Trailblazer 2 went on with its specific experience, accomplishing Uranus and Neptune in 1986. All through its visit to Uranus, Pioneer to see 10 new moons and recognizable the planet with the posting of universes. At any rate, in our Sun contraption with pearls, Wayfarer 2's accomplishments were clouded with the guide of misfortune, while simply a brief time frame later its nearest system to Uranus. The distance drove the hopeless accessory detonated not long after takeoff, killing each of the 7 crew suppliers including Krista Moy, a discretionary educator from New Hampshire who was set to make to be the essential conventional occupant to go into region. 3 years at some point later, as Wayfarer 2 flew around 2,800 mil over Neptune's wonderful purplish-blue methane sky, it experienced the cess breezes kept on any planet in our Sun contraption, appearing at paces of up to something like 1 mph. Neptune's most prominent moon, Triton, became out to be an odd in general, with wellspring regurgitating nitrogen into Reagan. Voyager 2 got the dazzling scene in a development of close-up photos. Following its go to Neptune, Explorer 2 joined its sister test Pioneer 1 on an unbelievable encounter into interstellar space as they wandered more critical into the unfamous. The explorers experienced an unconventional cutoff known as the heliopause, where the impact of the sun-based offers approach to the enormous degree of interstellar locale. Explorer 1 checked this cutoff on August 25, 2012, transforming into the crucial human-made object to go into interstellar space in the stretch. Traveler 2 went inside its means, crossing the heliopause on November 5, 2018. As they keep their excursion into the unfamous, the Explorer space gadget convey with them a wonderful report containing sounds. Furthermore, photos that painting the collection of life further and method of life on this planet. This unending time tablet CR, made with the aid of a gathering past through space ace Carlson, is supposed to go probably as a message to any outsiders who may one day experience the space gadget.